Hello, my name is Leighton and this is my submission for the Atlassian 2020 Hackathon. The application I've created is called Jira for Devs. It was built using the Atlassian Connect framework and is hosted on AWS. The interface closely resembles that of a terminal, which should be recognizable to all developers and computer power users. The idea behind the user interface was to make it as intuitive and minimalist as possible, whilst allowing users to run a variety of Jira actions quickly and from one screen. So without further delay, I'm going to demo some of the functionality provided by the application. When you load the app, you're presented with a welcome message that provides some getting started hints. We can see here that the help command is suggested. As I type, the app will suggest commands that match what I've typed so far. Once I've completed the command, we can see a short description of what the command will do. So in this case, show the help message. We can now see a list of the top level commands supported by the application. So let's have a look at the users command. Once again, we can see the autocomplete suggesting a command. I'm going to push tab here to fill in the completion. Once I press space, we get a list of the subcommands available for this command. For users, this is only the list operation. Again, I'll push tab to complete it. Notice how the input is now turned green. This means that I have a complete command that can be executed. There is also a list of optional arguments that this command can take. So in this case, I'm going to query for users with Jane in their name. And now we get a list of users with Jane. So the display name, a URL to that person's page in Jira, and various other attributes of the user are returned. The autocomplete can also create suggestions based on your current context and any data made available by Jira. So for example, let's say I wanted to get a list of the issues assigned to a specific user. I type issues, list, and we can see here a number of optional arguments to filter my list are available. The one we're interested in here is the assignee. So I'm going to type -a, and you can see a list of users available in this Jira instance have been made available. A number of them are service accounts. So let's filter this down some more, and we can see one has come up. And if I run this command, we can see a list of the issues that have been assigned to me. Similarly, if we did the same thing for Jane, we would see that no issues have been assigned to her. So to show another example of this, let's say I wanted to assign an issue to Jane. I could type issue, and so for clarity, issues are commands that impact multiple issues, whereas issue would be for a specific one. So in this case, I want issue, I want to edit an issue, I want to edit the assignee of an issue. And we can see the required arguments here are the key for the issue and the new assignee. So for the key, I'm going to pick one of these test issues, and for the assignee, I'm going to pick Jane. And we can see that when this is completed, we can see the new assigned to user is indeed Jane. Another feature here is using the up and down arrow keys to view past commands, similar to how a terminal works. So here I can push the up arrow twice, and we can see here that this is the ID that was filled in for Jane. And so if I run this again, we can see she does in fact have one issue assigned to her. Another example of a command that is supported is creating an issue. So I'm going to type issue create, and we can see here there are a number of required and optional arguments. It should be noted that for most actions that edit or create new items in Jira, there is a dry run option that will just print out the issues that would have been affected by the command without actually following through with the change. This is particularly useful for some of the bulk actions like bulk reassigning, where you want to check which issues will be affected before actually running the command. So in this case, I'm going to pick a project. I'll pick project 1, an issue type. So this project and this filter is for the specified project. In this case, the project only has 3 configured issue types. You'll notice one of them is subtask. If you were to pick subtask, you could use this parent issue to pick the task that the created issue is a subtask of. For this one, I'm just going to use a task and fill out a summary. And I'll give it an assignee of myself and run that. So you can see here the issue has been created. We're given a URL to browse the issue directly, summary in the project, type, and assigned to all what we specified. The reported by is automatically filled by what is configured in Jira, as is the created by. And here the status and priority are the defaults for the project. And we can see here that it was created a few seconds ago. So another feature we have is editing the work log of issues. So in this case, I'm going to list the work log items for the issue I've just created. In this case, it's my new issue. And we can see, as we expect, it's empty. So I'm going to add a new one. So I'll go issue, work log, add. We can see here the required arguments are the key and the time spent. So in this case, the key is, we can see it up here, but I'll crunch down to 9. The time spent is in the format of number D, number hour, or just number of minutes. So in this case, I'm just going to give it 10. And then a comment, and the started date can be supplied if required. Obviously, the started date defaults to now if it's not. So I'm going to leave those as defaults and push enter. We can see that a work log item has been created and the started date did indeed default to right now. If I push up twice, we can query the list of work log items again, and we can see that the one that we've just created is showing up there, so 10 minutes. There are a number of other commands that are supported by the application, and I invite you to try it out yourself using the marketplace listing. Thanks for watching.